everyone, it's Di here from Diane and welcome to another Sunday video. This week we're going to make this card. It's called a double fronted easel card. So if I can pop it, I'm going to pop it on the side so you can see. It's got this double piece here that holds it up, plus our easel and our piece on the top. So it looks absolutely really gorgeous. If I pop it on that angle you'll be able to see it. Isn't that gorgeous? And I did this one for my colour creation blog hop, and this is in boho blue along with the country, I think it's called Country Lane cards, DSP, which was one of the ones that got carried over from the last catalogue, which is unusual. I've never seen that done before, but it must have been over the top popular, and I think it's gorgeous. So I'm going to do this card again. I'm not going to use this set, which is called Country Flowers, I think that's what it's called. Don't quote me on that, but I did do like this set. But I thought I bought a set that also got carried over from last year called Hot Air Balloon, and I haven't used it. So, and I got these rainbow dots, which are very similar in colour to what we're going to be using, and they are in the catalogue. But this is the paper that went with it, and that didn't get, which is called Lighter Than Air, which didn't get carried over. But that's got so many lovely papers in it, and I just thought I want to use this set. I'm going to try and use most of the sets I've got this year that I buy. That is, for the big purpose that, you know, this is silly, I buy them and then I put them on one side and I don't use them, and that's crazy. So that's what we're going to be using. I've actually done a fair bit of stuff, because you have to stamp the balloons, which I've stamped this balloon, which is this piece, and those two pieces and that big one, and I've stamped the smaller balloon, which is those two pieces and this one, and I've already cut them out because this all comes with dies. So we're going to stamp this balloon again. Oops, no, I don't need that bit. And I'm going to put in there on the front of my card just a note to lift you up, and then on the inside it's going to say hang in there. So that's what we're going to be using. I'm going to pop that underneath there because I will need my stamp pads, which I am going to be using Balmy Blue and Bubble Bath, and I forgot to bring over the other one. I'll just quickly go and get that. The other one is Lost Lagoon. This is actually a returning colour, which I really like, so I'm really happy with that. Okay, so these are all the pieces you're going to need. It's actually quite a lot of pieces, but it's really effective, so I like it. This piece is our main card, and this measures 4 1/8 by 11 3/4. For the front of my card, which is, let's bring my card in this section here, this is what I call the front, this piece on top, you'll need a piece of card that measures 5 7/8 by 3 1/4. Alright, for my layers, now let's move them all out of the way and bring all of them in. So you're going to need two pieces that measure 1 1/4 by 3 7/8, and another piece that measures 2 3/4 by 3 7/8, and then one more piece that measures 3 inches by 5 5/8. When that one's going to go on the top of that one. Then we need our Designer Series paper layers. I'll just move that up so that I don't knock it off the table. That measure 1 inch by 3 5/8, and they go on those small bits. Another piece that measures 3 5/8 by 2 1/2 to go on that one. And then you'll need one that measures 5 3/8 by 2 3/4. And then on top of that, you're going to need another piece, and I've done this in white only so that everything pops out, that measures 4 7/8 by 2 1/4, which leaves you with a nice big border around your DSP. For my insert, let's move all those bits there, that's all my bits and pieces. You're going to need a piece that measures 3 7/8 by 2 3/8, and then your white piece for writing on, which measures 3 5/8 by 2 1/8 of an inch there. Now, as I said, I've cut out all my bits and pieces here. This is my sentiment piece for on the front, and this is a 1/2 inch by 3 inches long. I've cut out my balloons. I stamped them and cut them out. So this is in Lost Lagoon, Fresh Freesia and Lemon Lolly, and this one is done in Balmy Blue and Bubble Bath. And there's my bits and pieces so I can stick them all together. And I cut out 2, 3, 4 of the larger clouds and 4 of the small ones. So let's pop all those on one side. Let's move all of these pieces over here, including my card piece. And I'm going to just glue my balloons together so they've got time to dry. So just pop a little bit of glue on the top of that and then pop them on top like so. So my balloon can sit there and dry. I'll pop him up there, and then I'll do the same with this other one. That way I know they've had plenty of time to dry, because there is only such a tiny little bit of glue on them to hold them down. Okay, oops, get on there you silly thing. That's it. So I'll pop that one over there as well. Pop the pin back in my glue, and we will bring in our scoreboard, and we're going to score, and this is the only bit we're going to score is this long piece. Is a 11 3/4 inch piece of card. So we're going to score this piece using the small ball as always, because we're using cardstock, and we're going to score this at 1.5, at 3, at 5 3/4, and 8 3/4. So we'll say that again: 1.5, 3, 5 3/4, and 8 3/4. Let's pop that away. Pop that down there, and we're going to fold these. So now we're going to fold these from this end. This is going to be a mountain fold, a valley fold, a valley fold, and once again a valley fold. And you want to make sure that they're all nicely done, because this is going to pop around into there like so. At the moment it's not going to sit down because we don't have any weight on it. So we're going to pop that out of the way for a minute, and we're going to bring in our layers. So we're going to start with our 2 small pieces, which are the 1 1/4 by 3 7/8 and 1, let me move them so I can read it, 1 by 3 5/8, and we're going to glue those, stop it, pin, they're going to glue these 2 pieces together. And that one, and then we'll glue them onto the front of the card. So we're going to have our front of our card, which is this smaller end. Okay, so I'm giving that another wipe down, and they're going to go 1 here and 1 here. So let's pop them onto the card. And then the other one. Now if you've got a directional paper, you must make sure that you've got your direction the correct way. I do have a directional paper in the fact that I've got stripes, but So, and as I say, you do need to make sure you've got them the right way. Okay, so that's that piece, and then we'll need to bring this over, and we're going to pop our next pieces onto this piece. So we want to turn the whole lot over so they're underneath, and we're going to glue these two pieces together. Oh, come on, glue, come out. Oh, it was, so I couldn't see it. And then we're going to glue this piece. Come on out, glue. Onto this bit. So that's going to look like you've got two pieces on that end and one piece on that end, the opposite end. So that is correct. So that when that comes over like that, as you can see, I'll pop that up on an angle so you can see that they are in the right place. Okay, let's pop that over there for a minute. Now, on my other card here, I actually embossed this piece here. I'm not going to do that on this piece. So I'm just going to glue all of these layers together. Oops, wrong way. Let's glue this one to this one. In my tutorial, my written tutorial, it will say embossing folder, optional. Oh. And then I'm going to glue this piece into the middle of that bit. This will make your image in the middle actually pop. Now just remember, this one has got a lot bigger edging around it than the others, so that you can actually see the designer series paper really good. Then we're going to glue that one onto that one, like so. And that is the front of our card. Now this bit is going to glue onto here, onto this section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that onto there like that, and then just lift it a tiny little bit and turn it over. Make sure I've got that straight when I turn that over. Just a little bit, and turn it over, and just put a little pencil mark there so that I know not to put glue above that mark. So I'm going to put glue onto that mark because I lifted it that little bit, so I know it's going to be covered. I'm going to pop the glue onto there, and now we're going to turn this over, and I found this easy to do in my hand so that I could actually eyeball it to be in the centre. Now if you really want it to be making sure it's in the centre, you can always put a mark in the middle of this one and this one so that it will actually be in the middle. But I just all eyeballed it. So, and that is, stand still, my card. Okay, and it does need to be pressed down really firmly along the edges, and it does seem to want to sit up a tiny bit at the present time. As we get along with it, as you can see, it's now sitting down nicely. So we're going to now do all our other pieces. I'm going to start by doing my insert. So let me pop my card out of the way. I'm just going to bring in a bit of scrap again. As you can see, I did that from last week, because I'm going to stamp the words and my oh gosh, I can't think what it's called, hot air balloon onto this. So I'm going to stamp the outside of my balloon. And as I'm only going to put half of him on here, just so you can see it just hanging in the corner there like that. Whoops. So that's half of my balloon. And then I'll bring in the other colour, which is Bubble Bath. And then I will pop him in the rest of that area. And as you can see, we've now got the corner of the balloon just sitting down there like that. Now I've got that on top of them instead of on top of that one, so let's move them over because I need that one again. So that's my insert. I'm going to glue that to my other piece of layering, and I'm going to glue this to the inside of my card. And with this one, I'm going to glue this here so that it's easy for someone to know that that's the inside of the card and they can read it. And you can push that down to actually write on it. So we're going to pop that into there like so. And we have our card sitting there just really nicely. I'm going to squash that up again because then he sits nicely. And we're going to pop him over on the side here. And we're going to do our last bit of stamping and some decorating. So I've got my piece that I've cut out here that is my saying for on the front of the card, which I'm going to stamp with Lost Lagoon. And this says, just a note to lift you up. Now, this is a really lovely card for someone that's feeling a bit down in the dumps, I guess. It's a nice way to put it. Alright, well, let's pop that over there. So that's stamped. Now I've got my, what do you want to call these? Clouds is what we want to call them. And I'll do need this ink, my Balmy Blue ink pad, and my dauber. Now I'm actually going to just right around the edges of my clouds, I'm going to put blue, like so. So I'm going to do that on all of them. I should have done some of them beforehand, shouldn't I? So you didn't have to sit here and watch me do them. If you don't want to watch me do them, that's fine. Whiz on by. I won't mind. And I just feel terrible that I've made you do that. Oops, come back. Just gives those clouds that little bit more oomph as I put it. Nearly there. It will make them stand out really well against the white background too. Last one. Last but not least. There we go. Okie dokie. Got those out of the way. Let's bring in our pieces and our dimensionals. Now I need, oops, that's got both little ones. I want some big ones as well. Alright, so we're going to start by putting our saying on here. So we're going to just pop one here in the middle and at the other end. I'm going to bring in our card and I'm going to pop him at the bottom here, right in the middle of this section. Okay, then I'm going to do my balloons. So let me lay this down flat. This way it's just easier. I'm going to overlap my balloons like so. So I'm going to pop, should I put that one at the back and this one at the front? Yes, that's the way it should go, isn't it? You always have the smallest one at the back because it's furthest away. Oops, get a blue off there. So I pop him there along with a cloud, which I will put up on some dimensionals. And as you can see, I do improvise as I go along. So, and then we'll pop our other one up here. Oops, that's better. You will notice that I put quite a few dimensionals on my projects. I don't like things that sag. Some people, it doesn't worry them, so I will not say that it's right or wrong. I'll just say that that's my preference. So we're going to pop more clouds on this one. Let's put one in the middle here. Another small cloud up the top there, I think. I don't know that I'm going to use all these clouds, but I did end up, cutting out quite a few of them. I think I would like to put a couple of clouds on my saying. So let's have a look. I'll pop one just here. And a small one, I think, at the top there. Yep, now I've got two left and I think it just needs something on this side here, so I'm going to use this larger one. This is just me, everybody's different, but I just think it just needs that something extra there. Yes, it does. Okay, so I've got one cloud left over that I didn't use, so I'm happy with that. Let's put on our embellishments, if they will come out of the bag. Now I have Lost Lagoon and Pool Party, Lemon Lolly, Bubble Bath. I think that one is, I can't remember what it is offhand, so let me see. I think I'm going to put on some of these Lost Lagoon ones so that it matches the rest of the card. One large one and a couple of small ones, just like that when you pick it up, once I get it. Now, why did that go there? Come on. You naughty little embellishment. Okay, that's it. That's my card. Wow. They did take an effort in the end, didn't it, to get those embellishments on there. But never mind, we got there in the end. Now I hope you've enjoyed today's card. If you have and you'd like the written tutorial for these cards, just please go down to the bottom here and you'll find Diane for Stamping, Crafting and Tutorials. That's my Facebook group. There you can just hop across to that from that link, and you can, as long as you're a member, you can download the written tutorial, which will go live exactly the same time, the same day as the YouTube video. If you're not a member and you'd like the tutorial, that's fine. Hop across there, answer the question, then as soon as I've agreed, I've acknowledged you, then you can get in there and download the video, the tutorial. Sorry. With doing that, you then have, be able to get into all of my other YouTube videos and tutorials. All my tutorials go live the same day. They all have exactly the same name, so whatever the name is on the YouTube video, except for the numbers at the beginning, and that's exactly the same. So this is called a double fronted easel card, and that's what the video will be called. That's what the tutorial will be called. They all go live the same day, as I said before. And as I said, if you've enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to know more about these products, please don't hesitate to give me a call or a PM, and if I can help you, I'd love to be your demonstrator. So if you would like to know more about purchasing these products, please feel free to contact me, and I will see you again next week. Bye for now.